The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Numbers continue to improve in Metro Manila, with COVID-19 reproduction rate in the region now down to 0.57. Data from the Octa Research Group shows that the 7-day average, the NCR, now stands at 1,448. The positivity rate is now at 9%. Healthcare utilization rate in the region is now down to 44%. ICU occupancy, on the other hand, now stands at 59%. Ilocos Sur is among the areas up north most devastated by the onslaught of severe tropical storm Maring. And over the past days, the government and the private sector teamed up to boost recovery efforts in the province. Laila Pangilinan with a report.
The province of Ilocos Sur is slowly recovering from Typhoon Maring, days after its onslaught. In Santa Maria, the market is still covered in mud and only a few stalls have opened. This makes it hard for residents to go buy their necessities. The Bureau of Fire Protection and a few volunteers are working together to clean the market. Mud also covered the carcasses of drowned pigs which were found at the back of the market. Stall owners fear that they may not be able to pay rent as most of their supplies have been wiped out.
Pero yung mga ibang mga paninda namin, mga radyo, cellphone, accessories, wala na, sira na lahat. Importante, walang namatay. Pero yung paninda namin talagang wala, back to zero na.
However, Santa Maria Mayor Brigido Camarillo Jr. assures retailers that the rent will be waived.
Hindi ko muna sila pag-uupain. Talagang may isang buwan siguro na wala silang upa.
Private companies have also offered assistance in the province, like TV5's Alagang Kapatid Foundation.
Maraming salamat din sa Alagang Kapatid Foundation. Nagbibigay na ng food packs, may charging station pa.
Manakta na tulungan kami, kung nakaawat kami ti ayuda. Ura na parigat ka na palagan ba si tibiyag mita adda.
The provincial government of Ilocos Sur also allocated 500 sacks of rice for affected residents. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos also sent relief packs, while Ilocos Sur Governor Ryan Singson vows to extend its assistance to all LGUs affected by Maring. To better assist residents, the funds to purchase COVID-19 vaccines will be reallocated for relief and rehabilitation efforts for the province.
Nagbibigay naman po ng nasyonal ng mga bakuna, kaya okay na po sa amin yan, basta magamit namin yung pondo para sa mga nasalanta ng bagyo.
The provincial government has temporarily lifted the negative RT-PCR test results for those who wish to conduct humanitarian missions in the province. A negative antigen test result, however, is still required from the volunteers.
The S-Pass accreditation is also waived, but only humanitarian mission from the government and big corporations are exempted from the negative RT-PCR test result. Volunteers are also required to coordinate with the provincial government as well. For News 5, Laila Pangilinan, we are One News.
Fire razed a residential area in Barangay Inarawan in Antipolo City last night. The fire started at 8 p.m. and reached up to the second alarm. 12 homes were burned in the blaze, as well as a dog. But some residents chose to stay near their houses in hopes of salvaging some of their possessions, while seniors, women and children were evacuated to the nearby sitio for temporary shelter. The victims are now asking for help as the fire resulted in nearly ₱500,000 worth of damage.
Sana tulungan kami kasi nasinugan kami, magpapasko na, magpipistang patay, walang-wala kami. Wala talaga nasalba kahit isa.
Another fire incident occurred in Barangay Paraiso in Quezon City last night. 7 homes made of light materials caught fire. 14 families affected by the incident were forced to stay in modular tents put up outside the barangay hall. Authorities are looking at faulty wiring as the cause of the blaze.
Faulty wiring eh. Sa ngayon, inaalam pa at iniimbestigahan ng mga bumbero. Pero definitely ang magiging conclusion nila is faulty wiring dahil yun naman din ang kwento ng mga tao. Sa wire ng mga kuryente nagsimula, nagtutukan.
In other news, Metro Pacific joins the Alaminos Pangasinan LGU in developing their mangrove propagation center. Laila Pangilinan with the details.
Not only is the mangrove propagation information a sight to behold, it is also one of the reasons why the residents of the city of Alaminos in Pangasinan experience less flooding. This is a joint project of the Metro Pacific Investments Foundation and the LGU of Alaminos. Pre-pandemic, it has generated a lot of jobs for the locals.
Itong mga mangroves natin ay namimitigate yung paghampas ng ating mga alon dito sa ating, lalo na pag mga bagyo. And in addition to that, yung mangroves natin nagiging breeding ground siya ng ating mga isda.
Ang Alaminos, Pangasinan po ay isang partner community ng Metro Pacific Investments Corporation. Dahil po nung 2011, nag-start po kami ng Shoritap dito. At ang Shoritap program po ay isang environmental awareness program kung saan we partner with the LGU.
But just like in any part of the world, the livelihood of the people of Alaminos has taken a dip because of the pandemic. From seamstresses to tour guides, workers were left unemployed. Because of its strong relations, residents will always be in the list of beneficiaries of the Metro Pacific Investments Foundation and Alagang Kapatid Foundation.
Dito po natin chinanel yung ating mga programs ng puhunang pangkabuhayan. Imbes na po ayuda or mga food packages ang binibigay natin, nagbigay po tayo ng mas sustainable na programa tulad po ng mga pangkabuhayan.
Jessica couldn't be any happier after receiving her very own sewing machine and sharing it with others.
Super thankful po ma'am at saka syempre masaya po na malaking tulong po ang mga sewing machines na ibinigay po sa amin para may share din po sa mga kagaya naming persons with disabilities.
Daisy is happy now that she can start anew after receiving a retailer kit.
Nagpapasalamat po kami ngayon dahil may tumulong po sa amin ngayon na araw na ito at binigyan po kami ng isang magandang blessings po sa araw na ito.
While Marianne finds the bike that she received from the Alagang Kapatid Foundation and Metro Pacific Investments Foundation very useful while selling merienda in the neighborhood.
Laking tulong po nitong natanggap ko na bike ngayon. Pwede kong dagdagan na yung mga paninda ko ngayon. Hindi nakagaya dati pag hawak-hawak ko lang. Ngayon pwede ko na siyang extension ng sidecar niya. Mas marami na akong may bebenta, ma'am. Malaking tulong po talaga, kaya maraming salamat po.
But no one is happier than Metro Pacific Chairman Manny V. Pangilinan. Pangilinan's Hong Kong-based First Pacific, which celebrated its 35th year, is the reason behind these early Christmas presents for the Alaminians. But for the LGU, it is more than just an advanced Christmas treat.
Especially na nasa pandemya tayo, na livelihood talagang isa sa mga natamaan sa atin ay marami po itong matutulungan ng mga kababayan po namin dito sa Alaminos.
For News 5, Laila Pangilinan, we are One News.
Two of the Philippines' most recent Miss Universe title holders, Pia Wurtzbach and Catriona Gray, reunited for the coronation night of Miss South Africa 2021. Wurtzbach served as one of the pageant's judges, while Catriona was a backstage host along with Miss Universe 2019 Zosie Tunzi. Three queens were also reunited with reigning Miss Universe Andrea Meza during the glamorous event at Cape Town. Dancer and model Lalela Swane was crowned Miss South Africa 2021. From its head office in Mandaluyong, the TV5 network brings its unique Christmas culture all the way to Mindanao. With the theme Atin ang Paskong Ito, TV5 lit up its very own Christmas tree in Davao on Sunday. This was headed by TV5 and Radio 5's Davao manager Rose Lacuna at the Center Point Plaza. The network says the Christmas tree lighting ceremony is intended to bring hope to the residents of Mindanao this Christmas amid the challenges brought by the pandemic. On Wednesday, TV5 will also light another Christmas tree over in the Visayas.
Gusto namin ipakita sa lahat na kahit sa pandemic, we have the reason to celebrate Christmas. So kahit may problema ang tao, we have to be merry this coming Christmas.
Time now for a quick look at some of today's headlines. Bulacan, Apayao, and Capiz are placed under General Community Quarantine, or GCQ, starting today. The Octa Research Group is expecting daily COVID-19 cases to drop to 5,000 by the end of the month. And former Bayan Muna Representative Nery Colmenares says it was former Senator Sonny Trillanes who wanted him out of Vice President Leni Robredo's Senate slate. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. You can register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.